Welcome to another S&P 500 analysis. Today is September 8, 2021. Right now, the market is still kind of grinding up and chopping away. So it is a little bit frustrating for the very end of the bull. But there are still some interesting price action, and we're going to discuss that. And also, I'm going to review some of the stock chart that I posted on my Twitter stream recently and see how they are doing. So stay tuned. All right, once again, thank you for joining me. This is a midweek edition. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change a little bit of a format. I'm going to try to make it brief. And instead of going to on some of the internal and the sentiment on the midweek edition, I just save it for the weekly edition. And so to make up for those omission, I'm going to go and review some of the stock chart that I posted on my Twitter stream and just kind of give a little bit of a status update on that. So let me know what you think about this new format in the comment section below. You like it? You don't like it? You would like to see it in a different format. Let me know what format would you like to see, and then we could see what we could do. Okay. So we're going to be quick with the index, and then we're going to go and take a look at those chart on the individual stock. So let's start off with the SPY, the ETF for the S&P 500, and as you can see right now, it is still hovering above this value area here. And so it is still above that. So we're going to see, is it going to come back in? If it come back in, then we're basically looking for this point of control, this composite point of control at 442. So kind of keep an eye on this this level here, the value area high, right? Somewhere around 450, 449, 450 area on the S&P 500 ETF. So if it's going to move up, then we basically are looking at the 127 extension here at 453 at the new high. And here's the QQQ, the ETF for the NASDAQ 100. We're essentially looking at these two balance areas here. So if it break above this balance area, we have a target objective here somewhere around 385, and that is a 1x extension of this range. And if it break below, then we're essentially looking for this thing to come back down to this area here, somewhere around 376 area. And for the Russell 2000 IWM, the ETF for the Russell 2000, actually looking at this balance area, it broke above that recently. Right now, it came back in today, so we might be looking at a look above and fail in that. If that's the case, then keep an eye on this point of control somewhere around 221. And if we break below that, then we're basically looking at this 214, essentially the retracement to the other side of this balance area. Now, let's just quickly run down the indexes, starting with the S&P 500. You see that it came up to this 127, backing off. So right now, we're looking at this 4479, 4480 level, this 100%. So see, is it going to come back, dip below this level? If it does, look for this trend line and watch this balance area here. So we're essentially keeping an eye on 4450. And here's the NASDAQ 100. And right now it's still, kind of bumping up against this trend line here. We're essentially looking for this thing to come back down, possibly test these two levels here, these two extensions, 1618 and 141. At 14,850 and 15,230 area. But if it could break this trend line, then we're essentially looking for this 200% extension at 15,950. And here's the Russell 2000. It did come up and took out this 2297, but it came back in. So once again, we're basically looking to see would it be able to hold about this 2195. And if it doesn't, then we're basically looking for it to retrace back down to this other side of this balance area, 2135. And here's the Dow Jones Industrial is coming back into this balance area. So we'll see, would it be tracing back down to this lower area, or would it pop back out and come back up and put in a new closing high, or at least get back, stay above this, this zone here, this 35,150, get above this here. So those are the levels that we want to keep an eye on, is this 35,150 and this 33,800 area. Now let's go and take a look at some of those stocks that I mentioned earlier. Follow up on some of the chart here. Novavax, I put out a tweak on August the 10th, and essentially saying that if it break out of this zone here, this this balance area here, okay, then if it break out on the upside, I'm basically looking at this 277. Break down on the downside, I'm looking at this 121. And here's how it looked just at the close of today. So as you can see that it broke out on the upside, and today it hit this target of 277. I believe today's high was 277 and 80 cents. And here's a tweak on strataCA. I tweeted out on September the 2nd here, basically saying that if it breaks this balance area, then I'm looking for a move to this 61 area up at 60.93. Right now, it appears that it hasn't moved out of this balance area yet. So let's go take a look at today's chart here. And here, as you can see, smtraderCA is pulling back. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it come back down to this around 56 area. So if it does come back down to this lower area of this balance area, then we'll probably keep an eye on it to see what we get a bounce, and then we'll trade this up, possibly back up to this upper bound of this balance area at 59. Then we look for a break out of this balance area to this 61. It made an attempt on breaking this out, so it seems to like look above and fail. We had this look above and fail, and then kind of chop around here, and when it broke out in this area here, that might be a possibility of start to move up, but unfortunately it came back in, and we got a huge gap down today. So we could be looking at smtraderCA to have this look above and fail. So watch this level here at 56. And here's a tweak on GSK, GlaxoSmithKline. So you can see I was saying that if it get above this high of this candle, then look for a move or possibly come back up to this 42.68 area. So right now we're basically saw a little bit of breakout and then came back into this balance area. So let's go and take a look at today's chart here. As you can see, GSK did break out of this high and made a move a couple days and then came back down. Right now it seems to be moving back in this balance area. So we want to see would it come back out tomorrow or the next day or so. If it's not, then we could be looking at a retracement back down to this 39.50 area. Basically, once again, a look above and fail, because we're basically looking at this balance area here and kind of broke out and come back. Essentially did a little bit of a back test. Right? It came back down here to a little back test. So we're looking for a potential follow through on this big breakout, the back test bounce. Here's Moderna. I tweeted out and essentially saying that look for Moderna to break out this balance area and then come up to this 456 area, 456, 457 up at this edge of this zone here. So as you can see from the today's chart here, it made a break out of this zone a couple days ago, and today got a little bit of a pullback. So we're going to see would it be able to continue to make us move up toward this 456.76 area on Moderna. And here's a tweet that I put out for a couple of the cruise line stock. First is the Carnival and CCL, basically saying that looking at this little bit of a bull flag and watch for this bull flag breakout. And if we could break out of this little bit of an area here, this resistance, then we could see it potentially maybe it could make it up to this upper area here around $30, this $29.98. And here's what it looked like today. As you can see, one of the followers actually asked me, why did I look at this bull flag to break out here? Why couldn't it pull back and have this big bear flag? Well, that is a possibility. Nothing is impossible, right? But right now, I'm basically looking for this be a continuation play of this this trend here to come up and break this 2464 area and make its way back up to this 2998. And right now, although it's pulled back to this area here, this trend line, so if one want to be bold, one could take a trade here and essentially put a stop right below this trend line, or wait for the break of this this bull flag and then play it up. But again, yeah, if it break below this trend line here, then that could turn out to be a little bit of a bear flag from this standpoint. Then we could be looking for this thing to come down somewhere around this $11. So if you see that potential, then maybe one could keep an eye out for this type of price action to play it on the downside. But right now, I'm basically looking at the potential of upside here. As you can see, here's my answer to Chad here regarding his observation. So the other one with a similar type of a price action formation is Norwegian Cruise Line, and essentially this bull flag here. And looking at today's chart, as you can see, it is still coiling in on this flag here. So I'm still waiting to see will it be able to break out this flag. Again, just like Carnival, it could pull back down to this trend line, and it could turn out, this will be a making of a bear flag and work itself down if it break this this trend line here. But right now, I'm still looking at this as a bull flag play. Those are some of the stock that I posted on my Twitter recently. And if you're not a follower of my Twitter stream, go ahead and give it a try and give it a follow, because throughout the week, I post some chart and also some of my thoughts. So if you want to get a little bit more than just the video that I put out on YouTube on the market, then go check out my Twitter stream. The screen name is smtraderCA. So just go check it out, and be sure to smash that thumbs up and help me promote and share this video. Thank you for watching, and stay safe.